I'm Ron Billman. I'm the law enforcement and sales lead for CERES TAG. I'm based out of the Texas Panhandle. I work with our national sales manager, Shane Wyatt. We inform ranchers, law enforcement agencies across the nation of how they can use this technology to help producers when it comes to their techniques on their ranches, how to fine tune their herds, and also with law enforcement agencies when it comes to biosecurity and theft prevention. Yeah, so what New World screwworm means to the beef industry is it's quite a threat when it comes to what it can do to the herd numbers. What I mean by that is if it crosses into the United States, and especially in our humid areas, those cattle that have injuries such as mainly flesh wounds where the larvae can enter, um, it's going to cause major threats in that sense because if we have multiple cows in really rugged areas, those rocks are going to give them cuts. Those flies are then going to move in, and that flesh-eating larvae will pretty much destroy a herd if not treated. And if ranchers don't know their cows are suffering from it, and it can be too little, too late by the time they find out, and they'll lose an animal. And we can't, if you're losing animals left and right, the whole United States will hurt as a whole. But yeah, so what producers are doing to help mitigate the spread of it is because there isn't quite a protocol by the federal government right now because it hasn't quite crossed the border. This fly drenches and really keeping an eye on your herd when it comes to other flesh wounds that look infected. Really just oversight over your herd and giving them the proper fly spray or drenches that are usually needed. And that helps keep the flies at bay for the time if you don't know what we're dealing with at the moment. So CERES Tag plays a role when it comes to helping producers with New World screwworm at the moment because given the given the locations and the hotspots that this fly tends to spread, I mean it's very pocketed the way it moves. So there's hotspots that grow slowly. So if you know your herd has been in an area where injuries are prone, or maybe in mesquite, where they could get cuts, and you know that there's a hot spot in the area, you can know what cows to check. You can know which ones to pull and put into quarantine if you see a flesh wound and you want to get it checked out by a vet. And it gives them a full advantage when it comes to seeing uh, where where your cows have been in correlation with those hot spots. Law enforcement has been very active in trying to think of plans and protocols to help with the spread of New World screwworm. Texas Southwestern Cattle Raisers, Texas Parks and Wildlife, Texas Vet Association, all those guys are involved when it comes to, tracking the spread of it as it comes up through Mexico. And the crazy thing about it is when we go back to the last time we had this problem, to push it back from the Texas border to Panama, it took 37 years. So they're working with Mexican authorities as well. And so when you get all these organizations together, the more tools they have, the better. So our CERES tag comes in is we can trace what cows are moving through New Mexico or moving through Mexico. So one of the main ways it's been spreading is through cattle trucks and cows getting on trucks that are already infected. They're not looking, and so you can really track where those cows have been. Is the disease moving with those trucks? Has it crossed the border? Let's say a truck finds out the truck was contaminated, then it crosses the border in the United States. We know it's here. There's larvae in an animal here. So we're constantly looking at new ways to help law enforcement right now. It's through location. And that's what we've been doing with law enforcement at the moment. Last week, actually, our CEO and myself, we were in Kingsville, Texas, talking with Texas Southwestern Cattle Raisers, Texas Parks and Wildlife, the state of Texas Vet Services on how we're going to enforce it at the border. So what we have to look out for, when's it going to cross, what are we going to do to the cows coming across the border. So all the law enforcement agencies are very in tune with, they're all talking to each other, so there's no disconnect. So when we talk to them about how we can offer help when it comes to location, hotspots, biosecurity, like traceability on to and from across the border, we know who's been where. They've been notified and they're looking to use us for help.